Hello everyone, it's Doug back from Marooners Rock, and today we're going to take a look at the Metronomicon. This game is coming out next month. I don't remember the exact date. Future Doug, put it on the screen right here. Yeah. So, we got an early copy of it. We're going to take a look at everything, see how it goes. I previewed this game back in PAX East back in April. To tell you how much I enjoyed this game got our best indie game of show. So let's start off and explain a little bit what Metronomicon is. It is a music RPG. Now, some people see it as, oh, it's a music game with some RPG elements, or an RPG game with some dance elements. Sorry, that's a little bit confusing. It's not. It's a really nice hybrid of the two, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And I mean, I've never seen a game like this quite before. The best way to explain it is if you know the game Rock Band Blitz, where you have multiple tracks controlling different parts of the game, or of the music rather. So you have like a drum part, a keyboard part, a guitar part, etc. It's that with Dance Dance Revolution, but also each track is a different RPG player that you build on. Yeah, so you can see why it's a little bit confusing. So we're going to hop into story mode. I'm going to show you a little bit, and then I'll play a couple songs just to show you exactly what we're working with. So, like I said, it is an RPG. It is not like an RPG. It is an RPG. So, you literally have all of your heroes. You have different heroes that you can move to different spots, to different tracks. This is the team that I like to run at the moment. I've found some really nice success with it. So whenever you dive in and look at the heroes, it is a lot. It is a ton of information. You are giving primary abilities, secondary abilities, equipment. Then you look in the bottom left-hand corner and you have your HD, your HP, your strength, your magic, and your defense. Plus you have levels, and everything has its own level. And why is there so much information? It's actually not too bad. Whenever you start off, of course, you're starting the game off at level 1. So you start off with a lot of basics. You have very few spells, you have very few people, you have the basic 4 instead of the 6 that I just showed you, and you even pick up more along the way. So I'm going to try to explain it without getting like overly convoluted, because it's really difficult, because this is a very convoluted game. So with your abilities, you can rearrange them however you want. You can move them to wherever you want. The higher they are on the tier, the more powerful they are, but the longer it'll take for them to cast, and the longer it will take for the chart to come back up as a respawn or a reboot of that character. Each character has a different class. So you have Wade the Warrior, Sarah the Lab Coat, Clark the Medic, and Violet the Exploder. So they use their own terminology, but they are essentially your classic archetypes of role-playing games. So you have the mage, you have the healer, you have essentially the paladin. She can heal and attack. And you have the tank. With everything, you can even put your own equipment to alter their stats, to give them special abilities, to make certain skills more powerful than others. Like I said, it's really, really in-depth. You have your secondary abilities, and as you can see, each secondary ability requires so many consecutive beats, so you have to have a certain streak for it to go off, but it will basically reward you for playing this game like a dance game or a rhythm game, as it is meant to be. So those are the characters. That's my lineup. Each enemy is going, as you can see, or as you are going to see, is going to have a certain archetype. There's a certain trait, and each attack has its own trait as well. So it's also certain enemies are weaker against certain attacks, so you try to bounce around. It is really in depth. It is sort of confusing, but they do it in such a way that as you play, you learn it and you get it. It is really nice. So we're going to do one song in the Wild Forest, then we're going to do another song in the Haunted Kingdom, just to show off everything, what is going on, what is at stake, what is to be played. And as you can see, there are a lot of songs per each area. For our preview, we only have 2 areas unlocked, the Wild Forest and the Castle. So let me just see what song I would like to do. Future cut here. Alright, so in these fights, you will have mini bosses. You have enemies and then a mini boss. Your goal is to defeat the mini boss. As you can see, I have a certain score. The star is I completed it on hard, and the dead skull, yes, the dead skull, is I defeated the mini boss before the song ended. So we're going to go ahead and hop right in. I'm going to try to give as much commentary as I can while playing, but if you've ever tried to play a music game and talk at the same time, it gets difficult. So whenever I play, I like having a certain structure of I'm going to do this spell first, and then from that spell, I'm going to do something else. So with the warrior, the first spell that he has is actually an attack boost. So I always start off with that and go from there. And as you can see, each person has their own version of the track. It's not just the same track over 4 times. Each one is actually controlling a different part of the song. In order to complete an attack, what you do is either you make it to that lit up right there is the blue that I just messed up. Whenever you make it to that, you can either switch or miss a note, and that spell will go off, and then you jump over tracks, so that way you can't just stay on one track. It requires you, not just encourages you, to jump around and play around with your team dynamic. And as you can see on the left hand side, there is a bar that is sort of like your health as well as the progress on the song that you're doing. Or not progress on the song, but like most dance games, if you miss so many notes in a row, your score will start to plummet. Your health will start to plummet. So that's what that is. That is your dance meter. I think that's what they called in Dance Dance Revolution. And then but also as you play, you will take damage from the enemies, so that will cause it to go down as well. It is a very simple but unique look at a classic trope in music games, I guess. So that was one song, and as you can see, there's a lot going on. It's really difficult to not only focus on what's going on, but to also talk. So whenever you complete a song, you will get your ranking. So as you can see on the upper right hand corner, I am number 5. That is from a previous run that I've had, not that one unfortunately, but whenever you talk, you can't focus. It's very difficult. So as you complete it, depending on what all you defeat, you will get shards. Those shards, as you can see on the left hand side, those will go towards your attacks that are of that same color or trait. Not only that, but you also get experience. As you can see on the bottom, my experience bar went up at the end of the song. So it's not like an RPG. is an RPG. Certain items will drop on certain songs. So if you want those items, you need to farm that song. It's very simple, but very complex. It's different. It is very different. I've never played a game like this, and it's a lot. I've shown some people, and they're like, "That's really cool," but it's a lot. It's so confusing. And the way I am with music games, that's kind of like my forte, my strong suit. So I'm gonna play it on hard. But they do have 3 different difficulties: easy, medium, and hard. Each one has its own, of course, its own track, its own leaderboard. It's a very complex game, and I know I keep saying that, but it is. It's unique. Puuba did a phenomenal job with this game. I absolutely love it. I loved playing it at PAX. I actually had the top score on like 3 or 4 songs for PAX. So jumping right into the castle, you can see the background changes. The enemies that you face are different. And you're going to see some spells that will alter your perception of things. Hopefully, I know I had a lot of issues with that whenever I played through the first time. So if you look over to the right hand side, you can see the bar of the enemy, and it has that trait on top of it. Like I said earlier, each enemy has a different trait. So the green is earth. It is weak against fire. The blue is water. It's weak against electricity. The purple is physical. Physical attacks are weak against, physical enemies are weak against physical attacks. It's complicated, I know. I'm sorry. But this is definitely one of those games that, to really fully get it, you have to play it yourself. I mean, sure, you'll understand and you may get it while playing, but it is very, dear God, what is that? It is very unique. And they are actually releasing a dance pad for it. It's pretty expensive, but it is a legitimate dance pad, which is awesome. They want to make sure that people can play however they want, so you can use the keyboard, you can use an Xbox controller, which is what I'm doing right now. You can even use your Rock Band instruments that are hooked up. They have it so that way you can see, or so that way you can play with a guitar.
Let's focus.
You can play with drums. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet, but from what I understand, that is the deal. So what you are seeing right now is one of those debuffs, and of course, as I say it goes away. But as you play this game, there are debuffs that will affect your track. That one caused the notes to only appear halfway down the track, making it a little bit more difficult for you to plan attacks and figure out where you should go, how you want to attack. And then in the upper right hand corner, you can see a bar that is par score for the song, as well as time. I could probably play 10 different songs and point out different things each time. So I just got an item. It's window wiper shades. Each item actually has a really they're funny. I really enjoy the items in this game because they have a unique look to them. Some of them have really clever names, like I don't know if you noticed earlier, there's an item called the Metronomicon, or Metronomicon. And then not only that, but each item has its own description. So window wiper shades, you can wear these at night, so you can. It's unique. This game is extremely unique. It's difficult. I know I said I'd do 2 songs, I'm going to do a third. Just because, to show you how hectic things can get, they actually have major boss fights, and this one kicked my ass for a very long time. And the boss, you'll be constantly chipping away at the boss, and it'll go away and summon a minion. And you defeat that minion, boss will come back, and same thing. You will fight the boss for a little bit, and then they'll send another minion. But you have to really pay attention to your health and their traits, because the boss fights are really unforgiving.
Remember our training. Handling them all. Let's focus.
So here is the blind that I was talking about earlier. Back again, halfway down, it will appear. But it can mess you up. It really can throw you off, especially on the faster parts of songs.
Watch out for that thing.
Oop. And then there are also team attacks, which I am completely drawing a blank right now on how to deploy the team attack, which is why I paused the game a second ago.
Take that, Grumpus.
So here is a prime example of your abilities leveling up, which is a good place to close the video. So as you can see, you got crystal shards for physical, and then under Wade you can see that his whirl attack is now level 4, and Violet's that is her passive ability, I believe. Those both leveled up to level 5. So let me pop over to team and I will show. So yeah, you can see down here at the bottom, there are those 5 dots at the top of the ability that shows you what level. So lightning's only level 3 because I just recently got it. Level 5, level 6. All in all, this game has a ton of potential. I'm very excited. I forget exactly how many songs they said that they are going to be putting into the game, but there are a lot. As you can see, there were two levels, maybe 10 songs ish per level, and there's plenty to go around. The game actually has a full-fledged story mode, which is what we were playing, but in between each level they expand on the story a little bit more. Just to show you a look around real quick, there's also an arena. The arena will give you a set team with set abilities on a set song, and you just have to complete it, and you get credits or items, depending on if you survive, if you defeat so many monsters. This game has a lot of stuff for you to do, which makes me really excited because I've already put in 5 or 6 hours on this game. I forget exactly how much it says on Steam, but this is the preview, and I've put 5 or 6 hours into it. It's actually ridiculous. So yeah, that's the Metronomicon. It's a game coming out next month from Puuba. It is a dance role-playing game, not a dance game with role-playing game elements, not a role-playing game with dance elements. It is a full-fledged RPD, if you will, role-playing dancer. Puuba, you can thank me later for that. It is a role-playing dancer. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching the video. If there's any game that you want to see next, just let us know, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye, everyone.